come out to the Peak District for a little bit of al fresco dining, but I wasn't expecting this today. I'm only a few miles away from home. We've not really had a sniff of it, and we should know we're camping now. I was hoping for a little bit more of a view. But as usual, it's pretty foggy. This looks a decent spot to have lunch. So for lunch today, I'm going to be making mini pizza bites. I'm going to be using the Jetboil. I don't think I'll need the pot unless I have a brew. Thinking the butter's going to be a bit hard. Don't need a fridge today though, do I? But to be fair, most of the ingredients for this recipe, they keep really well, so you don't need a refrigerator. So you could get away with a few days with these and just keep them in your backpack. Move that second. Got my little chopping board, and I'm going to take off the crusts. Not the world's greatest bread knife. Put them to one side a minute. So, next ingredient, we're going for just a pepperami. So these keep forever. Just going to put them into tiny little slices. So next up, we've got a bit of cheese. I suppose this is the closest I'm going to get to the Lake District at the moment. Now I can start and put my little pizza bites together. I missed an ingredient. Bit of tomato puree. Just put a little bit of that on. I'm just going to spread it on like that. I don't want to go too much to the edges because I'm going to seal these in a minute. And the third one. All right, let's get these laid out. Let's get some cheese on. One slice has done the first layer. Let's get some pepperoni in these little pizza bites as well. You can put whatever filling you want in these, to be honest. I like a bit of pineapple on a pizza, but a few people seem to think that's wrong. Right, so that is one pepperomi's worth inside my little pizzas. So in here I've got some dried herbs and pizza herbs. I'll just sprinkle a few of those on. Let's hope the wind doesn't come and blow them all away. These Nalgene bottles are really good. I get asked a lot of questions where I get them from, so I will pop a link in the description. As you can see, I use them for a number of different things. This one's powdered milk, and then we've got some oil as well. So the same little bottles that I use for the fuel from the alcohol stoves. Let's get a little bit more cheese on this. Starting to take shape. So now I'm just going to fold these over, and I'm going to get my fork. You can use your fingers for this, and just push down these edges. This is where if you've overfilled them a little bit, they do start to break. There's two. Final one. I'm just going to use my fingers again. Seems to be sealing better. Although I've seen my mum use a fork when she's doing her pastries and stuff. If you're watching, Mum, use your fingers. I just looked up and seen that. It's stunning. I think we should start cooking these. Try and get the stove as level as I can. That looks about right for me. Lurpak. Can't beat it. So you do need butter for this. Oil's no good. Doesn't taste right, and it doesn't brown as well. So get that in the pan and get this fired up. Got a little bit of snow in the pan as well. It's just what you need. Let's get that whacked up a little bit just to get the butter to melt. It's just starting to heat up nicely. Turn it down a little bit. Get the first one of these in. And the next one. Get some of that butter on the top. That's what's going to make these go nice and brown. Probably need a little bit more in. Let's flip it over. It's just starting to toast a little bit there. Been watching too much James Martin. He loves a bit of butter, doesn't he? The skillet's pretty good at distributing the heat, but if you do want to target a particular area, just move it over a little bit and hold it directly over the flame. Oh, they're toasting really nicely now, look. It started raining. Wouldn't expect anything less, to be honest with you. So every time I come out filming these days, that one needs a little bit more. So I've encountered my first problem. See all that frost on the outside of the canister? Gas stoves like this, they don't like really cold weather. The flame does seem to be suffering a little bit from that actually. I've given the gas a shake, look. And then the flames kicked into life again. Right, it's chucking it down. I'm going to get these dished up. That one can have an extra minute or two. Bang on, stuck in. They're really tasty, like a tiny calzone. You can see where the edges have opened up a tiny bit. Last time I made them, they sealed a little bit better. Belting it down now. Going to pack some of this away. Got the frost on the canister now. But I think I might give the Trangia a run out for some of the winter camps. I don't like holding it when it's this cold. I do like the fact that this bag has got a zip up the centre. Makes it much easier for finding things. That looks like the last of the sunset. I'm surprised we got one with all that rain and fog we had. So lunch was awesome. But notice my first little issue with the Minimo. It did the job in the end, but running the stove for long periods of time in sub-freezing temperatures does cause issues with the gas canister. It did freeze up a little bit, and that in turn reduced the power of the flame. Although shaking it about a bit, got it back up to speed again. I can't believe how many people are out in this today. It's really good to see people outdoors in all weathers. In my next video, I'm going to be showing you packing my kit for winter camping. So if you want to see what goes in my rucksack for cold weather camping, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, and that way you won't miss out on that video. So if you've got any decent recipe ideas for my next camp stove cooking video, then please let me know in the comments. But until then, I'll leave you with the stunning views of the Peak District. Bloody fog.